she is.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the Wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking not just being here, but accumulating all the signs of life.
Bone Dark, writ of the designation. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby designates the facility a prison for the detainment of bearers, both foreign and domestic. The purpose of this facility is to rear and train a Akuza beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention therefore is to be punishable by death. Captive bearers have been provided solely for the perusal perusal of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Dora said she'd take the bottom floor. What does this one say? Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployment. The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven capable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bearer captors are employed in order to draw enemy focus, and the beast then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluda lives.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers?
Yeah.
Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
The Moradum of Kuza beast feeding. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza, entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that bearers may even be preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They
Oh,
were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
and they were fine with it too. They just thought
Nothing but a caching down here.
it's head
Hopefully things are
upstairs.
looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Is that her? That is her. I'm gonna check the other rooms out before I actually go start talking to her. That's where I came from. Oh, treasure. Shady treasure. Actually, the one I got on is fine.
No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and it can't be true, can it?
Can be.
Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even.
Oh,
And those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
yeah.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Why?
Can't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Take your time. Jailer key. Key to unlock the gate. Oh, man, I'm so burpy today. I don't know why.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Feels like it's supposed to be a horror. Amber, okay.
A survivor. And she sounds close.
There's the kid.
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards, they're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Oh.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
I'm sorry, who was Chadwick again?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
It's out there waiting for me.
That is a behemoth.
Live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
The name Kuza looks very familiar. Can't quite remember what it would be from. I think this might be a super boss. So let's just save it just in case. I'm glad we're coming in with a group of 4. Who's a beast? Oh, it's just A rank. Not an S rank, so it's fine.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Oh. Damn it.
Well done,
I forgot I changed it. Good. Victorious Mark slain. Behemoth shackles. More behemoth shackles. I'm not sure what they make.
finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
Nah.
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways.
Oh.
He was here. Do you think that creature?
Yeah.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
Damn. Poor Chadwick. But at least we saved the girl.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
G'day, g'day.
Come to claim your just desserts?
Last one. Fallen Enigma and the Forbidden Seas Orchestrion. The last orchestrion. Unassigned. Every epic start with a single word. Every symphony a single note. This is but the beginning. A furore shall your legend be told. Furore shall your legend be sung. Oh, it's the bard.
All yours.
Careful whisper. Ain't it? All the available items from your patrons. Oh,
All done?
the Masterless Marauder. That's not it, is it? I think that might be it. Okay, wish me luck. Behemoth King. Oh boy.
And I've got the royalist guard dogs. A specimen it is too.
Oh, I got him!
Nice try.
The Four Horsemen. What a name! And I got denied. Is that big cat thing from Monster Hunter World game? No, I think that's I don't know. I haven't seen it in Monster Hunter World. Oi! Damn it. Again, you can say that, man. I still don't know. It might be. If it's called a Behemoth King, then it's one iteration of it. I died. Let's change these. No, that one. Oh! Right in the... Oh, shit. Right through the bunghole.
It's over.
I did it. It was not a graceful kill, but I don't care. It was a super boss. Possibly. Possibly a super boss. More Calcum.
No match for you, eh, Toggle?
Yes, Doggo! You're MVP, aren't ya? Good boy.
Straight home now. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
One overviewing everything. That's huge. That could store a whole lot of books. So I'm going there last. So I want to see what is everywhere else. thought so. Big house on top of the hill. Alright, in we go.
His interests were certainly varied. This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks?
I'm not gonna read all this. I'm glad he's giving me a synopsis of it, of what it is. The Moogle! No spirit or sprite appears more often than... Yeah, okay. No comment on that. From a distance! For the bear... Alright, so I want to read this one though. The emergence of the first magic adepts was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title with which those with the gift came to be commonly known is more likely a contraction of bearer of the heavenly blessing. The wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were lauded as living crystals and granted high office and plentiful rewards for their status as chosen ones. Over the years, this reverence for their kind would become a full-fledged religion led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove fateful. The divers nation of the time were unanimous of the disapproval of the founding of the church. While the authorities had for years welcomed bearers into position of power in their own structures of state, they were mistrusting of the organizations led by bearers, for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten the church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting adherents from their homes, and breaking up meetings by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist this persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of ever-increasing bloodshed and rancor, and a growing rift between those born with the blessing and those without. What began with beating and street clashes would eventually spill over into an all-out war that consumed the greater part of the twins for nigh a generation, and decimate the population of men and bearers both the deluge of blood that stained the land crimson and left an even more lasting mark upon the minds of Palestinian people. After the bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nation of Valisthea came together and signed a continental accord that initiated the system of slavery that persists across the realm to this day. It's a well-known phrase, bearers other are other than human, has its roots in bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed only excused for their calamitous refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destinies.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
And someone's going to try and stop me, because that's the whole reason for this. No mention is made as to the name of the author, whether that is because the title page has been lost to time, or because the tome was published anonymously. It is impossible to say. Go on, no one's going to stop me? Yep, thought so.
Leaving so soon, stranger.
Yep,
We've been watching you
good.
from a distance, so to speak.
Subtle.
Hmm,
I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book.
no.
Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Like to see you try. I forgot to take off my strength enhancing equipment. So you're all f***ed up. The Inquisitor. Right, as if these, whatever these guys are called, could think they could beat me. No, no, no.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
If it's any consolation, the book's not leaving our hideout.
Damn it.
So not many people are gonna know.
Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Can I climb this? I can! Come on. Come on! Come on! Yeah!
Be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry's
I
still here.
don't think I was supposed to be able to do that. But it did it anyway. Loot.
Disposed of.
Wait, what? Writ Incorporation. Kingdom of Walud hereby incorporates an institution wherein juvenile bearers are to be granted an opportunity to get themselves into service. State soldiers. Oh, right, that's child soldiers, right. Trainees succumbing to the crystal curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. Graveyard is strictly reserved for the uncursed. Bearer's disposal within its bounds is punishable by death. That's horrible. Conditioning schedule. Today's exercise consists of the press yard, 20 sandbags, such duration as instructor shall dictate. The furnace burned intensely to be gradually increased. Live combat 1 to 3 hellhounds depending on performance.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture.
I have recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjected them to. I had not so much as thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe, but inquiries with the military confirmed it. It was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood, and now I see her everywhere. Today one of the children smiled at me in the hopes of receiving a few scraps from my table. It was her smile, the smile she inherited from her mother, the mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughters, my wife's, all of them, all those children. So many have died at my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer, and so I have decided tomorrow I too must die. It will be the last order I give those poor wretches, the last torment I subject them to. I will command them to tear me limb from limb, and my inner and and enter my accursed corpse beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach into the sky in supplication, and beside me my shame, my curse, the record of all their names, all those I have wronged, and enter my accursed corpse beneath the beneath the white tree.
This reads like a suicide note.
It is.
Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
There it is. I can see it. The forked white tree. Right there.
A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here?
Only one way to find out.
There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry.
Bad Batch Conservatory. Registry of Bearers' Losses. 846V 08E 16D. Hands 10 years old. Lithification. Alfred 9 years old. Second conditioning. Lithification. Emaciation. Oh my god. Or attempted flight. Attempted flight? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 3 missing.
So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery?
There he is. Turned.
It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Got so many ability points I should be totally using.
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
give it a look. Cites a disturbingly detailed record of bearer orphans' deaths at the Badback Conservatory.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
Scholar's Bonnet. Vivian Ninetale's scholarly headwear awarded to her upon the completion of her studies at the University of Canberra. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do. Vivian. You're kidding me! Looks like I'm not ending yet.
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid. Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did.
Oh.
Yes.
If I may. The bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He
Excuse
got
me.
no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning, never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive when so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you. Sid, I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering, and in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
Well, that's why you're here today. With us. So you can prevent that from happening again. The Wailing Banshee. Garnic Waloed. Making amends. Ooh. Master Clive, I am aware there are matters of much greater importance which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me in the shelves that I might ask a single favor concerning His Highness Prince Dion. Oh.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
Yeah, this is a bit different.
Lawsman Hippocrates. I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor.
Oh.
This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting, not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled.
Oh,
Well,
right.
Those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
They're right back up here. Here we are. Wild Werventail. Records suggest that the Werventail was first cultivated for the purpose of distilling a purple dye from its petals. However, when the tended bloom were discovered to lose their hue over time, the gardeners of early Valisthea made the fateful decision to investigate the practical properties of their roots instead.
Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose. Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
Yeah, so if you're gonna make something out of that, you better make it quick. If I get another mark on that board after finishing this, whatever. I've already committed.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
Now. It is time, then.
No.
No. Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates.
You know.
No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
I wouldn't have made you come if it wasn't good.
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray. Accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue.
Pretty.
Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness.
Oh,
Its
wow.
roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Right, because he used to have the white flowers. This one's different.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
That also seems fair.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Oh. Oh.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
I got two things. I got one thing from him, and one thing from Steon. The bar. Oh. Oh wow. Stolas quill. Lawsman Hippocrates, best loved writing implement, whose nib has inscribed many a learned tome. 'Tis said that an owl's feather are steeped in the wishes it hears over the long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. Hippocrates. Gives him a look. What do you know?
Harmon's madness lives on.
Hunter hunted. Play the hunt board. Damn.
Rest in peace.